What just happened to our Toronto Maple Leafs? After dominating the Columbus Blue Jackets for two-thirds of the game, we walked away with a shocking 5-1 loss. Can you believe it? Despite the chances we created, the goals just didn't come, and our netminder faced an uphill battle with too much on his plate. Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this bizarre night and what it means for our team moving forward. Don't forget to subscribe and give a like to keep up with all the latest Maple Leafs news. In a bizarre night for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they dominated the ice for at least two-thirds of the game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, but somehow walked away with a disheartening 5-1 loss. It's hard to believe that a team could generate so many chances and control the puck for long stretches, only to end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. It was a defeat, but not one that reflects the effort put forth. Let's talk about the goaltending situation. Elvis Merzlikins was solid in net for the Blue Jackets, turning away 29 shots and keeping our offense at bay. Despite that, the Leafs squandered numerous opportunities that should have been capitalized on. Auston Matthews even went so far as to express frustration towards the fans for being too quiet. On the flip side, Dennis Hildeby struggled mightily, allowing 4 goals on just 18 shots. It's a tough night for any goalie, especially when the team in front of him is outplaying the opposition. The Maple Leafs simply didn't finish, and the Blue Jackets made them pay for every mistake. Adding to the woes, Matthew Knies left the game after taking a hard hit near the bench. A potential upper body injury could have significant implications as the Leafs prepare for their next match against the Ottawa Senators. After breaking their 3-game winning streak, this loss feels particularly jarring. It's essential for the team to bounce back and not dwell on this bizarre outcome. Then there's Ryan Reaves, who had his much-anticipated first fight of the season against Mathieu Olivier. For a moment, it seemed like it could ignite the crowd, but in reality it fell flat. The atmosphere in Scotiabank Arena was surprisingly muted, and that fight, which should have been electrifying, barely stirred the audience. Matthews even noted the lack of energy, raising some eyebrows. It's perplexing. Was it the fight that didn't deliver, or is there a deeper issue with the crowd's engagement? Either way, Reeves's bout didn't translate into momentum for the team. Craig Berube post-game comments about Hildeby were telling. While he acknowledged that Hildeby needs to be better, Berube didn't throw him under the bus. He pointed out that Hildeby hasn't played much lately and is still trying to find his rhythm. This is a refreshing approach for a coach who is often quick to criticize players. Berube emphasized that this defeat wasn't solely on Hildeby. It was a collective failure to score and capitalize on chances. That's a tough pill to swallow as a fan, knowing that the team had the opportunities but just couldn't convert. Looking ahead, it's easy to point fingers after a game like this, at the players, the fans, or the lack of energy in the building. But sometimes these things happen in sports. As William Nylander would say, it's just a game. And it probably is just a case of a bad night for the Leafs. The upcoming matchup against the Senators promises to be an exciting one. This is the Battle of Ontario, after all. The Leafs will need to regroup quickly and come out with a strong performance. It's crucial for them to find their footing and regain the momentum they had prior to this loss. Matthew Knies is at the center of some serious discussions among us Leafs fans after he sustained an injury during Wednesday's game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It was a tough moment to watch. Knies collided with Kirill Marchenko and struggled to get up off the ice. The Maple Leafs ruled him out for the remainder of the game, citing an upper body injury. Initially, it felt like a gut punch, especially considering the other injuries plaguing the team. However, the latest news brings a bit of relief. Reports indicate that Knies is dealing with a knee injury, but thankfully it's not deemed serious. As a passionate fan, I can't express enough how crucial it is for the Leafs to keep players like Knies in the lineup. He's been a significant contributor this season, tallying 18 goals and 31 points in just 47 games. Losing him, even temporarily, would have been a massive blow, especially since the team has already been navigating a tough landscape of injuries. John Tavares is already out of the mix, and Auston Matthews has had his share of injury concerns this season as well. The Leafs have been scrambling with their forward lineup, which includes other injured players like Max Pacioretty, Kalle Jarnkrok, and Connor Dewar. It's been a real test of depth for this team, and while they've managed to hold their ground, every game feels like a battle. Now let's talk about the impact of these injuries. With Knies sidelined, it forces the coaching staff to make strategic adjustments. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, it's reassuring to know Knies isn't facing a long-term issue and could be back in action soon, but on the other hand, every game matters as the season unfolds. The Leafs need all hands on deck to maintain their playoff position and make a legitimate run at the Cup. From what we've seen this year, there's a real chemistry developing among the forwards, and any disruption can throw a wrench in that momentum. It's a delicate balance. Integrating a returning player like Knies back into the lineup could disrupt the flow, or it could rejuvenate what's been a struggling unit. It's a double-edged sword. Looking ahead, what does this mean for the Leafs' chances? Well, if Knies can return quickly, that could be a game-changer. His youthful energy and offensive skills are invaluable, especially in crucial moments when the team needs a spark. The playoffs are just around the corner, and every point counts. The Leafs are in a position where they need to solidify their strategy and ensure they're firing on all cylinders when it matters most. So, I pose this question to you. How do you feel about the current team dynamics with all these injuries? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you optimistic about Knies' quick return, or do you think the team needs to explore other options to fill the gaps? As we continue to follow the Maple Leafs this season, it's crucial to remember that every decision made by the coaching staff and management can have a ripple effect. The Leafs are in a strong position, and with the right moves, they could turn this injury adversity into a rallying point for the roster. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop as we navigate this thrilling season together. The passion for our team runs deep, and with every game, we're more than just fans. We're a family. Let's keep the conversation going, and as always, go Leafs go.